Hey everyone, and welcome to this video on factors of production. This topic covers the first bullet point in section 4.1.1.3, Economic Resources, in the course specification. We'll be looking at the economist's classification of economic resources into land, labour, capital and enterprise, which are the factors of production. So, let's get started. Production is a process that converts inputs into outputs. Here we have an example of inputs being converted in a factory production process into an output. This is a really general example, but it applies to any economic activity that produces a good or service. Production is the process that turns the inputs into an output. The inputs into a production process are known as the factors of production, and there are 4 different factors of production. Every resource used in economic activity can be placed into one of these 4 factors of production. They are known as land, labour, capital, and enterprise. Let's take a look at them in more detail. Land, as the name indicates, includes the territory used in production. For example, it could be used to build a factory or office, be planted with crops, or used to graze animals. Some businesses might need a large amount of land in order to produce their good or service. For example, a supermarket distribution centre or a farm that grows wheat. Some businesses, on the other hand, may use little space relative to the amount of sales they make. A good example of this might be a software company that achieves millions in revenue from a relatively small office. However, land doesn't just include the ground you build on. Land also includes all of the Earth's natural resources. This includes fossil fuels, such as coal and oil, gases, like the air we breathe and the natural gas we burn to heat our homes, minerals, such as marble and diamonds, and metals, such as gold, iron and copper, animal populations, and trees and plants. There is a very long list of the Earth's natural resources, and we will take a closer look at them in the next topic. Labour includes all work done by people, and includes many different types of work. As well as what might come to mind when you think of work, that done in an office or factory, labour also includes the work done by self-employed people, and the work done by people in unpaid occupations, such as homemakers. Capital includes any goods used in the production of other goods and services. There are different types of capital, including fixed capital, which includes tools, equipment and machines, working capital, which includes components and part finished products, intellectual property, which includes designs and patents, and infrastructure, for example the road network. Enterprise includes all people who create products and businesses by combining the other factors of production. Entrepreneurs take on risk, meaning they will make a profit if they succeed or lose money if they fail. Enterprise is also known as entrepreneurship, and enterprise is exactly what entrepreneurs supply. They take on risk by starting new business ventures and seek to make a profit by combining factors of production and selling their good or service for a price that is greater than their costs. Each factor of production provides rewards for those individuals or businesses that supply them to others. For those that supply land, the reward is known as rent. For those that supply labour by working, the reward is known as a wage or salary. For those that supply capital, the reward is known as interest. For the individuals who act as entrepreneurs and take on risk through combining the other factors of production to produce a good or service to sell, the potential reward is known as profit. You may have, in the past, had a part-time job to earn money. In doing so, you are supplying a factor of production, in this case labour, and your reward would be a wage. Your employer would use this input in the production of a good or service, and their potential reward for doing so, provided that the business activity is successful, would be profit. There are two types of good produced by businesses: consumer goods and capital goods. Consumer goods and services are those that consumers purchase and use to satisfy their wants and needs directly. For example, the washing machine in your house or the flip-flops you buy for your holiday would both be consumer goods, as you are purchasing and using them directly to satisfy your own needs and wants. A ski holiday would be a consumer service for exactly the same reason. You are purchasing and using it yourself to satisfy your own wants. Capital goods are those that are used in the production of other goods and services. For example, a tractor would be a capital good if it were used on a farm that grew wheat to make flour. Now let's apply what we've learned by taking a look at an example. Here we see a production process for a laptop computer. Up at the top of the screen we see the four factors of production: enterprise, labour, capital and land, and together they are the inputs. The enterprise might be the entrepreneur who started this business. The labour might be all of the factory workers. The capital would include tools, machinery, equipment used in the factory, the components and the part-finished laptop computers, and the land would be the territory that the factory is actually built on. We see the production process taking place in the factory, and we see the output as the laptop computer. Some of these laptop computers might be bought by a consumer to directly satisfy their own needs and wants. These will be consumer goods. Some laptops, on the other hand, might be sold to other businesses who produce other goods and services in order to allow their staff to work. These would be known as capital or producer goods. Let's now quickly summarise what we've learned in this topic. There are four economic factors of production. Land includes all natural resources, including the ground we build on. Labour includes all work done by people. Capital includes any good used in the production of another good or service. Enterprise includes all people who create products and businesses by combining factors of production. Production is the process of turning inputs into an output. And capital goods are those used in the production of other goods and services. Consumer goods are those used by consumers to satisfy their wants and needs directly. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, everyone.